Hey, have you seen what Hamilton's pro soccer team has been up to?
Sure, we love Forge FC. The game day experience at Tim Hortons Field is big time.
We love it too. Are you guys going to see them play Toronto FC?
Forge is playing Toronto FC, but that's an MLS team. What's that about?
It's the semifinals of the Canadian Championship. Hamilton versus Toronto. I love it anytime we put Hogtown in its place. It's all going down July 10th at Tim Hortons Field.
Count us in. How do you get tickets?
Same as any Forge match. Go to forgefc.ca/tickets or call 905-527-FORGE.
This is Forge Daily with Mackenzie Barwell on the Forge Audio Network.
What's up, Forge fans? Welcome to this episode of Forge Daily. It is your host here, Mackenzie Barwell, checking in June 12th, 2024. We are match day -4, I believe. As you may know, Forge FC coming off a 1-0 loss against Cavalry, but they will look ahead to this weekend and their matchup against Halifax away on Saturday. So we'll get to that transition. I also had a chance to talk to Chris Kalongo and Dav Choinière. They shared their thoughts on both of those matches, plus some Father's Day plans for the weekend. So it'll be an entertaining episode. We'll get to those conversations shortly, but I first want to share a couple updates. As I've recently talked about, Forge FC with 2 players being called up to their respective national teams, one of which is Garven Metusala. He competed with Haiti in 2 World Cup qualifying matches. He's been training with Forge since Monday again, but I did have a chance to ask him today how they went, and he said they went 2 for 2. So definitely some success for Garv and Haiti on that front. The other being Khadim Kane. If you listened to Behind the Beard yesterday, you know that he got his first national team call-up for the U-20 Canada team. And I wanted to reiterate that at the end of this month, he'll compete in 3 international friendlies in Chile. It'll be crucial for their preparation for the CONCACAF Champions Cup for this U-20 age group. So if you do want to follow along with that, you can. On Wednesday, June 19th, they'll play Chile. Not long after, they'll play Ecuador on June 21st. And then lastly, the 23rd, they will play Paraguay. So all very exciting stuff for these 2 guys, but also just Forge as a team. Before we get to my conversations with Dav and Chris, I want to provide a little more context on the CPL standings because Milty and I grazed over them a little bit in our conversation on Monday. But I should also recognize that the title of Behind the Beard yesterday was quote unquote, the standings at this point mean absolutely nothing. So let me just clear up the fact that Coach Bobby was referring to a team's ranking not dictating how well or poor they will come out on the day. And I think the draw between a last place Halifax Wanderers and a first place Atletico Ottawa kind of perfectly illustrates that idea. That being said, the standings, of course, do help us understand which teams have been successful or vice versa in previous matches. So here's what they're looking like right now. Atletico Ottawa still sitting comfortably in that first place spot. They've got 21 points after 9 matches played. Following a draw to York United, Vancouver FC are bumped up to second now. They've got 14 points, also 9 matches played. And just below them, Forge FC still hovering in that third place position. They're now tied with Pacific FC, both teams having 13 points. Mind you, Forge still with a game in hand. And then to just briefly run through the bottom half here, we've got Cavalry FC in 5th. Below them, York United. A 7th place, Valor FC. And at the bottom of the table, Halifax Wanderers with just 3 points. However, they are in the same boat as Forge with that game in hand after the postponed match because of the CAN champs. So only 8 matches played for them as well. With that context now, let's move on to those player perspectives I talked about. I started by asking Dav and Chris what they felt went wrong against a very strong Cavalry team last weekend.
It was one of the toughest games of the season, I would say. We faced some adversity. We didn't know how to react. I think we came a bit flat, and it shows in how many passes we missed, or we didn't stick to our clear identity. And it shows that it became a multi-transition kind of game, and we're not built for that. So it became a tough game for other guys, and once they scored a goal, we had to face some adversity, and I don't think we reacted at our best, to our best potential, and we didn't have any response for that. And we ended up losing a tough game on the road, but you live and you learn, and that's a big lesson for the group, that every game is super important and we need to rectify that into the next game that is Halifax.
When you say adversity, what exactly do you mean by that, apart from that Cavalry goal that you mentioned?
I think it was a game where we were not totally in control. I would say 90% of the game we can dictate our game plan, we can dictate our style of play, and this game was just kind of difficult. When you face that, you face some adversity, and you need to find other way to change the way the game is going.
Yeah, I think we were just missing a bit of sharpness, and obviously when you don't, when you're not playing your cleanest, and we're making simple mistakes, it costs us in the end, because that's a game we know we can win. So I think we just need to go back to the drawing board and put more effort in the next game.
Uncharacteristic mistakes, lack of sharpness, lack of control, those seem to be the reoccurring themes that I've heard from the guys this week. I also asked them how they would contrast the team's defensive and offensive performances during that game, because in the press conference, Alex mentioned that at times he felt the buildup was there and the chances were created, but they weren't finishing, or vice versa. The offensive players would execute a great press, regain possession, but then the ball wouldn't be taken care of in the buildup. So here's what they had to say on that front.
I think it's a little bit all over the pitch. I think we were just a little sloppy all over, even kind of with the build-up. We created a little bit, but I think it's just an overall team. I think we just need to focus a bit more and clean up.
Of course, everything is connected. If the build-up's great, usually you make it easier to transition to the offensive play. I think it was an overall average performance from everybody. And when everybody is average and the effort is a bit lacking, it's going to be a tough game for everybody. And it happened. I said all that, but we need to bounce back next game, get back to training, work hard, set a good energy all around in the locker room, and go at it again, because it's a long season and it's going to happen. We have down moment. We just need to bounce back right away. We cannot stay there.
The last part of our conversation was surrounding their results as of late. Having won only one of the past 5 CPL games, I asked them the question that Milty did to me on Monday, and that is whether or not this is a cause for concern. Plus, how they plan on bouncing back against the Halifax Wanderers, knowing that this is a team who has proven in the past to kind of turn it around and gain some momentum at this point in the season.
Oh, we cannot deny what happened in the last few games. We need to see that it is and get back to work and take one game at a time. We're going to look ahead. We're going to look back behind. It's just what it's in front of us. And start with today, with training today, and then it's going to go on Saturday against Halifax. Mm-hmm. It's as simple as that. Yeah, for us, it doesn't matter where they're at right now. It's more about us. So more about focusing on ourselves and getting back to our best. And then if we're at our best, we know we're going to win the game. So, yeah.
Simple as that?
As simple as that.
No, I think we're a confident group. We're always going to be confident. And I think we're excited for this one. Just an opportunity to get back into the right stride. So for us, it's at this point, we just need points. So it's not even so much about them, and it's just about us needing to go out there and do what we can do. So as long as we stay focused and stay sharp, I think we'll be okay.
Okay, well, we can all watch Forge FC stay sharp and stay focused this Saturday. You can tune into One Soccer at 4 p.m. Switching gears now, though, because Forge have received one of 2 players that are coming from international locations. They've been waiting on both Nana and Cisse since, CONCACAF, but Nana has finally arrived. You may have caught it in behind the beard. Yesterday was his first day of training. He's been here for about a week now, and I had a chance to talk to him for an episode of Max Access. So that'll be released tomorrow. Feel free to tune in. It'll be a great way to get to know him ahead of this Halifax matchup. And then on Friday, I'm joined by iconic CPL commentator Adam Jenkins. He'll share his expertise on the league, his thoughts on Forge's start to their 2024 season, and what he's going to expect from Halifax on Saturday. So lots more to come in the next 2 days. Thank you so much for listening. I'll be back to check in on the audio network tomorrow.
This has been Forge Daily with Mackenzie Barwell. If you like what you heard, please like, follow, subscribe, comment, and share.
It's Father's Day this weekend, so...
I don't even know.
Well, now you know. So maybe you write your dad a card or something. Do you have any?
We're not that emotional between me and my dad.
No?
No, I'm just going to text him. I'm not even going to text him. I think we're just going to call. Usually what we do, I call my parents about twice a week. And we just chat about life, anything. So If it happens to come out of my mouth, then I'll say Happy
Okay.
Father's Day. But
If not,
he's really not birthday or celebration about day like that. He doesn't care. He doesn't even know.
yeah. So
Probably doesn't care.
Yeah. So if you don't say it, he probably won't even know it's the
He
day.
doesn't give.
That's really funny.